Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke Lynn reveals the identity of her baby daddy. Chase vented his feelings on a bag at the boxing gym, recalling all of his chats with Brooke Lynn about starting a family. Chase sat quietly on a seat after his workout until Dante discovered him. Dante inquired about Chase's conversation with Anna before informing her of Sam's murder. Chase's ears perked up as he heard. Dante described how hospital murder victims were administered an overdose of a medicine they should not have had. Chase concluded that Dex was also one of the victims. Dante expressed his confused sentiments for Sam and Lulu. He despised seeing Lulu take so many risks after Sam had given her a second shot. I'm happy that Rocco's mother is here. It's a gift, but Sam gave her that gift, and now she's gone because of it, Dante told him. Chase reminded him that Sam had been killed. Dante logically knew that. I just feel like every time I look at Lulu, I'm going to think of Sam and what she and all of us have lost, Dante said with sadness. Brooke Lynn cried to Lois in her bedroom about Chase's test results. She was heartbroken to witness her husband's devastated expression when he told her the news. I know it's not the same, but I know what he's feeling. That pain and anguish. I felt both of those things when I gave my baby up. I want him to know that so that Chase doesn't feel so alone. Lois mentioned IVF again, but Brooke Lynn was still thinking about her first baby and wanted to tell Chase. But if I tell him the truth, I have to tell him the whole truth, right? Not just that I have a child out there, but that Dante's the father, she quipped. Brooke Lynn couldn't image Chase's reaction if he discovered she'd had a child with his closest buddy. She also realized she couldn't expect Dante to keep the truth from Chase. She was also concerned about Dante's reaction if he realized he had been denied the opportunity to raise his own child. Finally, Brooke Lynn realized she needed to be honest with Chase. Outside the Quartermaine boathouse, Cody watched Sasha place Jason's palm on her belly to feel the baby move. Cody hurried away before he could hear Sasha add, "Michael has agreed to let me raise this baby. My life, my child." Jason wanted to know Michael's side of the story. Sasha was astounded that Jason suspected she was lying about what Michael wanted. I'm not trying to offend you. I just find it hard to believe that Michael would walk away from his child, Jason said him. Jason persisted on speaking with Michael, so a frustrated Sasha told him to do so. Cody returned to the stables, where Molly was ready to bring him the paperwork from his most recent jail release. Cody was in a bad mood, as Molly instantly saw. When she asked what his problem was, he exploded and started talking about all the crooks in Port Charles who never paid. Meanwhile, he was scrutinized for every incorrect move. Molly was taken aback by Cody's outburst and informed him that she was only there to deliver his papers and try to be kind. Cody responded by accusing Molly of having an agenda. Molly argued that she was just there as a favor for Mac, whom she has long admired. Cody eventually thanked Molly for coming by. Was that so hard? Molly inquired as she stepped out the door. Cody texted Maxie after Molly departed, telling her he needed to discuss about family issues. She texted back that he should meet her at Metro Court. Maxie sat down with Lulu in Metro Court to discuss Sam's situation. Maxie could hardly believe it. It was already so heartbreaking when we learned that Sam was dead, but to know she was murdered? What about her kids? Maxie lamented. Maxie wondered how Lulu was taking the news. You mean that my ex-husband's dead fiancé died while saving my life? Maxie reminded Lulu that Sam's death was not her fault. Lulu understood, but there was no denying that Sam was in that hospital room because of her. Maxie advised Lulu to stop feeling guilty about something she couldn't control. What if there is something I can control? I adored the man Sam was going to marry. I am in love with Dante. I never stopped, Lulu explained. Maxie remembers Lulu telling her that she still loved Dante on the night of the explosion that put her in a coma. For the rest of us, 4 years passed. People have moved on, yet you remember that night like it was yesterday. Of course, you still enjoy Dante. It would be strange if you didn't, Maxie explained. The women watched Jason go into the restaurant and sit down with Diane. Lulu wondered if she should tell him about Sam, but Maxie advised her not to. Across the room, Jason informed Diane that what he was about to tell her needed to stay between them. Diane was shocked when Jason told her that Sasha was pregnant and Michael was the father, but Jason corrected her, saying it was just a drunken one-night stand. However, Jason felt the need to get Michael's side of the story. As Diane assessed the situation, it occurred to her that Sasha would be giving birth to Robert's granddaughter. Cody walked in and glared at their table when he spotted Jason. He then walked up to Maxie and Lulu's table and told Maxie that Sasha was pregnant. Cody deduced that Maxie already knew because of the look on her face. Cody said he was more concerned with the deadbeat dad, who he thought should be helping. Maxie informed Cody that Sasha did not intend to disclose the father. Cody watched as Jason entered the elevator and informed Maxie and Lulu that he was the father of Sasha's child. "I'm sorry, what?" a perplexed Maxie inquired. Back at Jason and Diane's table, Diane recommended that Carly speak with Michael because she was already in Germany, but Jason, being sensible, refused to involve Carly and said he would go to Germany himself to complete the task. Jason asked Diane to assist Sasha with anything she needed while he was away. When Diane saw Alexis' expression when she went into their shared office, she realized something was wrong. Sam was murdered. Diane was shocked as Alexis screamed and gave her the specifics of what had happened. "She didn't die," Diane remarked as she took her friend into her arms. "Someone just took it, and I'm so mad I don't know what to do," she yelled. Diane wanted to say the right thing, but Alexis reminded her that there was no correct thing to say in this situation. Diane suggested they enjoy a girls' night in and forget about everything, but Alexis was waiting for Molly and Christina to arrive so she could tell them how their sister actually died. When Molly and Christina came, Alexis set them down. Her other daughters were shocked to find that their sister had been killed. In Germany, Carly abruptly pulled away from Jack's kiss, saying she needed a minute. "My apologies if I read out the situation incorrectly," Jack remarked, but Carly assured him that he didn't. "I just don't want to get caught up in the adrenaline and then do something I'll regret," Carly explained. Jack informed Carly that he wasn't there to sleep with her, so he brought her outside to sit by a fire and chat. Carly was impressed that he had gone to all this trouble, and Jack poured her some champagne. However, Carly also asked some sharp questions regarding Valentine, which Jack didn't enjoy. "Why would you want to talk about the man that tried to kill me tonight?" Jack asked. "Because he tried to kill you," Carly swiftly answered. Carly reminded Jack that Valentine was such a good friend that he'd phoned him and warned him that people were hunting for him. Jack stated that Valentine was a close buddy, but with what happened earlier, their friendship was finished. Valentine had thought that Jack had ordered the attack in Prague, but Jack assured Carly that he had not. Carly wondered why Jack had protected Valentine for so long. Jack told Carly a long and winding story about his relationships with Anna and Valentine, which went back to their WSB training together. He aligned himself with Valentine because he knew he could advance in the ranks by making friends with the right people. "Valentine was an outsider who needed me as much as I needed him. We became true friends in a world where friends were scarce," Jack explained. "That's sweet in a funny, twisted sense," Carly observed. Jack responded, "It was. Until a friend attempted to kill me." Jack and Carly talked some more, and Carly decided Jack wasn't the bad guy he wanted people to think he was. "To me, you're the guy who has done some really awesome things for me time and time again when you've expected nothing in return," Carly said. Jack claimed there was something in it for him to be with Carly. Next on General Hospital. Drew releases his displeasure. Christina makes a declaration. Brooklyn seeks out Cody. Does Dante confront Anna about Sam's murder investigation? On the next GH, Dante confronts Anna, Rick and Ava make a plea, and Brooklyn looks for Cody. Next on General Hospital, Dante now knows that somebody murdered Sam, an angel of death. Anna found out 2 seconds before he did. In fact, she immediately told him about how Sam's death is now being considered a homicide. So why does Dante suddenly confront Anna? Does Dante assume that he's going to be able to investigate Sam and Dex's deaths? Because that's an incredible conflict of interest. Although, it never stopped Anna before. But do as she says, not as she does, right? Desperate request. When is Sonny and Ava's custody trial? Does anybody know? In this never-ending battle, Ava and Rick are making moves. Ava's set up in a new place that she and Avery can call their own. And now Rick and Ava make a plea. Who does this plea go through? And what is the request? To get this trial date solidified? Do they ask someone to testify on Ava's behalf? Motherly wisdom. Speaking of Laura, she and her daughter have another chat. When Laura gives Lulu food for thought, does Lulu still feel guilty about Sam's death? Or is this about Dante, Rocco, and Charlotte? Lulu has a lot of drama on her plate. Of course, she needs words of wisdom from her mom. Brooklyn is reeling from the news that Chase is sterile. On top of that, he's destroyed because he thinks his wife will never get to experience a pregnancy. Of course, he has no clue that Brooklyn has already been there and done that. Naturally, she can't help but think of the baby she gave up for adoption. So why does Brooklyn seek out Cody? Yes, they know each other from back in the day, but how does she think he can help her? Especially when she finally admitted that Dante was the father of that baby she gave up? Finally, Brad makes an outrageous request. Does this outrageous request concern his upcoming trip to the Miami medical conference he wrangled out of Portia? What does he have the nerve to ask? Brad has no filters or sense of boundaries, so it might have something to do with Lucas. If it does, how does he respond? Is he horrified or intrigued? How Michael and Sasha's General Hospital romance really ended. When General Hospital's Sasha rushed to the hospital when she learned Michael had been burned, she explained that she would always have unresolved feelings for Michael. After all, their breakup was under false pretenses, and they never had a real chance to try again. A General Hospital romance to remember. Michael and Sasha met when she first moved to Port Charles and posed as Nina Reeves' daughter. They quickly fell in love in what seemed like an idyllic romance. Before Nina ever knew that Valentine hired Sasha, she felt so guilty about what she had done that she confessed the truth to Michael. While Michael was furious at Sasha's lies at first, he very quickly forgave her and kept her secret. Michael was in love, knew Sasha felt guilty, and was willing to make it work with her despite her deception. When the truth came out, Michael defended Sasha and remained by her side, but there was one betrayal he could not forgive even if it wasn't even real. Doing it all for Wiley. After Michael learned that Wiley, the baby Brad and Lucas had adopted, was really the son he thought had died at birth, he was determined to make sure convict Nellie never got custody of his son. Diane suggested that Michael get married to show the judge a stable family environment, so he proposed to Sasha, and she turned him down. Sasha didn't want her past as a con artist to get in the way of Michael's custody fight, so not only did she refuse to marry him, but she also found him a wife. Willow believed Wiley was her biological son for his first year of life and loved him like a son. Sasha and Chase decided that Willow would be the perfect wife for Michael, so they conspired to make it happen. Chase and Sasha came up with the genius plan to make Michael and Willow believe they were having an affair so that Michael would break up with Sasha and Willow would break up with Chase. The plan worked and Michael and Willow married. Sasha's descent, Willow's rise. Michael and Willow won custody of Wiley thanks to their marriage of convenience while Sasha nursed her broken heart with drugs. At one point, she nearly died of a heart attack after taking too much of a new drug Cyrus had given her. After her near-death experience, Sasha cleaned up her act and also came clean with Michael, but by then, it was too late. He and Willow had fallen in love, and Sasha was left out in the cold. Sasha stepped aside and had a drunken one-night stand with Brando in the backseat of a car and got pregnant. After Sasha's baby tragically died at just a few days old and Brando was murdered a year later, Sasha's life took another turn that resulted in her relationship with Cody. Now, after a drunken one-night stand with Michael, Sasha is pregnant again. But perhaps she turned to Michael after things went south with Cody because Sasha and Michael never really got closure. When she gives birth to his child, Sasha and Michael will be tied together forever. The latest developments in Port Charles have left fans on edge, with unexpected twists that no one saw coming. In the midst of luxury and relaxation at an exclusive European retreat, a storm was brewing that would change the course of multiple lives. Within the serene spa of a lavish hotel in Baden-Baden, Germany, one man sought solace, completely unaware that danger had just walked through the door. Meanwhile, Carly's mind was far from the bustling world of Port Charles as she immersed herself in a trip that had begun as nothing more than an escape from the chaos back home. But fate had a funny way of tying her to events she could never have predicted. What she didn't know was that, at that very moment, she was closer than ever to someone who had been missing from home, someone whose return could change everything. Carly, who was always in the middle of other people's battles, was about to become an unlikely hero in this unfolding drama. Charlotte had vanished under troubling circumstances, sending shockwaves through those who loved her, and her mother's anguish from separation had been unbearable. Many had wondered if she would ever find her way home again. Despite the vastness of the world, life often had a way of making the most improbable of encounters feel inevitable. Carly could not have guessed that her leisurely retreat would lead her directly to Charlotte. Was it a mere coincidence, or was destiny pushing her toward a role she was meant to play? A chance encounter in the corridors. The true challenge, however, would not be finding Charlotte, but convincing her to return home. If she had truly fled with a purpose, would she be willing to listen to reason? Could Carly's signature blend of tough love and relentless persuasion be enough to break through the walls Charlotte had built around herself? Or would her presence only serve to drive the young girl deeper into the depths of her self-imposed exile? But there was another force at work, one far more dangerous and unpredictable. The man who had orchestrated so much destruction in so many lives was still lurking, his grip tightening with each passing day. If his web of deception extended as far as Charlotte, the stakes were higher than anyone realized. Could Carly unknowingly be putting herself in the crosshairs of a battle far greater than she expected? Then there was the matter of what awaited them back home. Even if Carly managed to persuade Charlotte to return, the road ahead would be anything but smooth. The choices that had been made, the lies that had been told, and the secrets that were still buried beneath the surface would all come rushing forward. Could a family fractured by distance and betrayal find a way to rebuild, or was the damage too great? One thing was certain, Carly was never one to back down from a challenge. If there was even a sliver of hope that she could bring Charlotte back to where she belonged, she would stop at nothing to make it happen. But, as the forces of fate continued to pull the strings, one question remained: would her determination be enough to change the course of events, or was she about to step into a situation she couldn't control? As the days in Baden-Baden passed, the intertwining paths of those caught in the storm led to revelations none of them saw coming. Betrayal, redemption, and the unbreakable bond of family would be tested in ways they never imagined, and by the time the dust settled, Port Charles would never be the same again. Christina pledges greater vengeance on Ava. What to expect from General Hospital? Fresh off showing sanity and family solidarity with her mother and sister, Christina is right back at it when it comes to Ava. It doesn't help that Ava has spent her time trying to agitate Christina the last few times she has seen her. However, the custody hearing is finally coming up soon, and Christina has to think about how to make sure her testimony helps her father and hurts Ava. With Sonny back from his doctor's appointment in Los Angeles already, Christina strategizes with her father and vows that Ava will never get custody of Avery. Meanwhile, Rick and Ava enjoy dinner at the Metro Court, where they discuss her case, and that kiss they shared last week. Ava is confused as to why Rick is trying to pretend the kiss never happened. Dante feels lost now that Dante knows that Sam was killed. The only thing on his mind is finding the person who murdered his fiancée. Dante visits Anna's office, looking for more information. He is ready to get to work, but Anna is not forthcoming. Instead, she tells Dante that he is not going to be involved in this case. Dante is absolutely furious that Anna is shutting him out when he knows his passion can get the job done. Little does Dante know that Lulu is still in love with him and telling anyone who will listen. On Friday, Lulu tells Laura how she feels as her mother gives her some food for thought. Brooklyn is desperate. Dante also doesn't know that Brooklyn is ready to change his life again, as if he has not had enough change over the last few months. She wants to tell Chase that she had a baby as a teen but doesn't want to blow up Dante's life. To that end, she seeks out Cody. He was there that summer when she got pregnant, but is there even more to the story than what Brooklyn told her mother? Could Drew really not be Drew on General Hospital? Drew has changed tremendously. Is he still the same person? Drew has become one of the most hated characters on General Hospital. That is a long way off from the original version of Drew. Is it really him? Changing lanes when Drew came to Port Charles, he thought he was Jason and everyone loved him. He then realized he was Jason's twin and came into his own. Drew was a great guy. He was broken-hearted when Sam left him for his brother but went on to create a life of his own. He discovered that Oscar was his son and formed a strong bond with him in their short time together. Monica welcomed him into the Quartermain family and he was the owner of Aurora Media. Unfortunately, he disappeared in a plane crash and was presumed dead for a few years. He re-emerged, and his old Drew qualities were still there. He longed to be a good dad to his daughter Scout and settled into a nice co-parenting relationship with Sam. Drew fell in love with Carly and even went to prison for her. It was after he was released from Pentonville that the new version of Drew showed itself. The first sign was ending things with Carly because Jason was back and he felt threatened. Then, he began an affair with his nephew's wife with no regrets. He has become extremely mean and manipulative, advising Willow to keep Carly and Sonny away from their burned son. He then took it upon himself to get a court order for her children. Drew even double-crossed his best friend Curtis. This guy is nothing like his old self. Evil twin, there should be some explanation for why Drew has done a complete 180. The character is completely different, and it's strange. Some say it's because he almost died in prison, but the guy was held hostage by the Cassadines for years. That didn't drastically change him. The evil twin storyline has been done way too many times on GH and is too obvious. Plus, he only recently discovered he and Jason are twins. Triplets would be overkill. Let's not forget the face mask storyline. Faison wore a Duke mask and fooled all of Port Charles, even Anna. He did it again when he masqueraded as Luke. Could the new Drew be an evil villain with a face mask while the real one is being held captive? Drew is not necessarily evil, but he makes disliking him very easy. Is there a reason behind this change, or is it just the new Drew? Let us know your opinion in the comments. Dante explodes, Curtis gloats, Christina's pledge, and Sonny's darkness. On the next GH, Dante's rage at Anna, Laura's showdown with Lulu, Kai's outburst at Trina, and Christina's commitment to Sonny. Laura Collins gives Lulu Spencer some wisdom. Plus, Dante Falconeri confronts Anna Devane. Laura Collins' wisdom. GH spoilers reveal that Laura will give Lulu some things to think about. Earlier in the week, Laura could tell that Lulu is still in love with Dante. Now, she's going to outright say it like a statement, according to the preview clip for tomorrow's episode. Then, Lulu admitted it to Maxie Jones. Moving over to tomorrow's episode, Laura gives Lulu some food for thought. This could be about Dante, especially since his history with Brooklyn Quartermain is about to blow wide open. GH spoilers, BLQ's confession. Brooklyn thinks she needs to get honest with Harrison Chase. However, that also means BLQ would need to confess the truth to Dante, who never knew she was pregnant with his child. Just as BLQ confesses this, it certainly would complicate Lulu and Dante's reunion, especially if they tell Giovanni Gio Palmieri. Plus, with Lulu being BLQ's assistant at deception, it could rub salt in the wound of Dante's betrayal. Back to Brooklyn, she will seek out Cody Bell. Cody and Dante go way back as friends. So, even though Dante didn't know about the baby, could BLQ have confided in Cody? Speaking of Dante, he will also confront Anna. Dante just had to inform Chase about Sam McCall and Dex Heller. So, Dante might want to find out what leads Anna has on the case. Brad Cooper's outrageous request. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Brad will make an outrageous request. Could this have something to do with Portia Robinson asking Brad to look into patient deaths at the hospital? Or does Brad's outrageous request have to do with something else? Also, the preview clip for tomorrow's episode features an explosive Dante, who confronts Anna Devane. Dante has been locked out of the investigation. However, if this is about Sam McCall or Michael Corinthos Burns, then it's clearly a conflict of interest. General Hospital spoilers, in tomorrow's episode, fans can also expect to see more of Rick Lansing and Ava Jerome. It is teased that Rick and Ava issue a plea. Then, the preview clip shows Ava saying it's like that kiss never happened. Elsewhere, Christina Corinthos Davis promises Sonny Corinthos that Ava will not win her case. The preview clip also shows Kai Taylor getting frustrated. Kai tells Trina Robinson that she's not helping. Curtis Ashford is 5 steps ahead of Drew Kane Quartermaine. However, Drew tells an unseen character that they couldn't be more wrong. Dante Bio, father of Brooke Lynn's child Jason's secret from Carly. Carly Spencer pulled away from her kiss with Jack Brennan, so he apologized if he misread the situation. Carly assured Brennan that he didn't before he admitted he didn't come there to sleep with her. Instead, Brennan took Carly up to the hotel rooftop, where they shared drinks by the fire. Carly got Brennan to open up about his past with Valentine Cassadine and the friendship that had now fallen apart. Although Brennan had tried to fight his feelings for Carly, he was all out of fight now, and she felt the same way. Carly and Brennan wound up sharing another passionate kiss as a result. Back in Port Charles, Cody Bell stomped off after watching Jason Morgan feel Sasha Gilmore Corbin's baby kick and hearing him vow to be there for her. In the stables, Molly Lansing Davis brought some PCPD paperwork that Cody left behind, so he lashed out over always getting his feet held to the fire while the real criminals got away with everything. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis angrily threw papers in her office and alerted Diane Miller to the news that Sam McCall was murdered. After Diane offered Alexis support, Alexis urged her to keep the latest info about Sam's demise under wraps when she met with Jason. Later, Alexis gave Molly and Christina Corinthos Davis updates on Sam's intentional digitalis overdose, so the Davis girls agreed they'd get answers and made a prediction about sticking together. It was determined that they'd shield the truth from Scout Quartermaine and tell Danny Morgan once they had more information. At the boxing gym, Harrison Chase flashed back to moments when he was planning his family with Brooke Lynn Quartermaine and angrily hit the bag. Once Dante Falconeri arrived, he explained the Sam murder curveball to Chase and wound up reflecting on his complicated feelings regarding Lulu Spencer. Every time Dante looked at Lulu, he was going to think of the loss of Sam. At the Metro Court, Maxie and Lulu discussed Sam getting wiped out on purpose, which led to some talk about Lulu's guilt and lingering love for Dante. Lulu didn't feel like she could tell Dante how she felt since he was still in mourning. Outside the boathouse, Jason was skeptical that Michael Corinthos would willingly walk away from his child and wanted to get confirmation from him. Sasha ranted at Jason since this was none of his business, but Jason insisted he'd back off the second Michael told him to. Since Michael asked for Sasha when he woke up in the hospital, he might have changed his mind. Sasha urged Jason to go talk to Michael then and softened as she sent Michael some well wishes. Afterward, Jason met with Diane and let her know that Sasha was pregnant with Michael's baby. Once Jason explained Sasha's claims about Michael letting her raise the kid independently, he warned that Carly couldn't know yet in case that was true. However, Jason planned to get answers from Michael himself in Germany and asked Diane to watch out for Sasha in the meantime. Cody showed up to see Maxie at the Metro Court and joined her table with Lulu, which led to him glaring in Jason's direction. Once Cody brought up Sasha's pregnancy, he realized Maxie already knew. Cody mentioned something about Jason being the father, which left both Maxie and Lulu stunned. Next on GH episode, Brooke Lynn told Lois Cerullo that she needed to tell Chase the truth about the baby she gave up for adoption. That meant Brooke Lynn would have to be honest about Dante being the father, so she'd have to tell Dante this secret, too. Brooke Lynn worried about Dante's reaction to her hiding a kid from him all these years, but she still felt it was important to have honesty in her marriage now. General Hospital spoilers say Dante will face a major shocker soon enough, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.